Did you know when you impact someone else's life, you will naturally improve your life? In today's video, I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how to change and massively create joy for someone else, and you will move from being infected by life and you'll become an affector of life. Now, this reminded me of a situation when I was with my client and she lost 35 pounds. She went from weighing 170 to 135. And she was frustrated in the beginning with her situation. She didn't like taking the pills to live life. She didn't like being made fun of. So she made the decision to get help. And as we went through the year, she was able to lose that 35 pounds, and now she's getting married. But her transformation of developing unwavering confidence, vitality, and unbreakable love for herself, like a diamond, transformed my life as well. It made me realize how much an impact that me as an individual can make to the world, and how it can feel towards me drawing success in my life. And you can also do the same exact thing. And I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how. Now, this reminded me of another story in which I read about on how a student was very disruptive in her class. She was incorrigible. And by this I mean, imagine there's a car and it is broken down into millions of pieces. That car is completely irreparable. And that's how they assumed this little girl to be. But the teacher, she wanted to make a change. She wanted to change that child's life. So what she did was step 1. She loved before being loved. Now, this is reverse based on the culture that you and me may live in. In our culture, we believe that we have to receive the love before we give it. But no, when you reverse the process, your life is much more profound. You become an affector of the world instead of being infected by the world. So what she did was that she said, what if I show love to this girl? What if I show love to this student? And she applied step 2 was to internally create a vision of how that student will act. So in her mind, she saw that student saying good morning. She saw that student taking her tests and getting A's. She saw that student more joyful, more blissful, and not being rude anymore. She saw what she wanted to see in the student. And all her actions thereof proceeded from the success and the joy of that student. You see, every movement is measured by the sentiment in which you proceed from. Ralph Waldo Emerson. So everything she did was based on the success of how that child will be when she is successful. And what happened in step 3, because she applied step 3, was to maintain that vision of her. She maintained that vision of the success of her student. And naturally, the student started to give in to the desires of her teacher. And she became the success, the joy that the teacher had envisioned in her heart. So how you can apply this and how you can change your life is the same tactics. First, you must love before receiving love. So, wherever you are, whoever you are trying to help, love them regardless of how they see you, regardless. And then you apply step 2, internally create the joy of the other person regardless of how they feel about you. How they act towards you, how they act towards the world. If they were that person that you saw them being inside of you. And 3, maintain that vision of them. They may not be the person immediately of the vision that you have of them, but in due time, love always conquers hate. And when you love them, when you love someone else, and when you try to help them, in whatever way you show that love, and whatever sentiment you proceed from, they will naturally give in to your joy, to your love, and to your vision of them. And that will cause you to realize that you are an affector of this world instead of being infected by this world. Now, I hope this message renewed your mind and transformed your life. And tell me what you would do and how you would change someone else's life today and move from being infected by life to becoming an affector of life. Ralph is out, and I'll talk to you guys soon.